Hello again. So if you were here for our last video, or my last video, this is a series of blind reviews. I know nothing about what's in this bottle, and the game here is for me to pour it in this glass here and sort of describe it as best I can, and take my best guess as to what the heck it is. Now, I am getting points for this. I'm not sure what the points are for exactly. Maybe I can exchange them for I don't know, fame and glory forever. But for this particular spirit, I don't know. Again, I have no idea what this is. I don't even know. Is it aged? Look at this. I can't even tell if there's what the color is. I'm supposed to say the type of spirit, country of origin, alcohol by volume, and answer a unique question for this one, which is my only source of knowledge because of how the question is framed. This sample comes from barrels vatted and bottled after a long maturation. How old is this sample? So that tells me a couple of things. First of all, that this is aged, and second, that it's not a single barrel, right? So this is not, K&L selection or anything like that. Presumably, I'm presuming. This is, I guess, a blend of a couple of barrels, but I have no idea beyond that. So all right. That's plenty. So that's a kind of a, not quite gold. That's a kind of a dark amber, I suppose. All right, let's just, oh Jesus, I can smell this. Let's get this going. Again, I have no idea what this is. I'm just gonna tell you as much about it as I think I can. Here we go. Okay, give me a second. Let me get my bearings here. This is weird. You, of course, know exactly what this is because of the title, or down there, or wherever it may be. But I don't, so you get a chance to laugh at me as I try to puzzle through this. Okay, so this smells like a tire fire, but nice. Actually, it smells more like, rubber cement. Like take a case of rubber cement and set that on fire. That is what this smells like. I believe this is a rum, just because I can't think of anything else it might be. I would be shocked if this was like a whiskey or anything. This is not. This comes across as cane based, but beyond that, we're sort of in difficult territory. There's a little bit of a rock candy thing, a little. I mean that sort of burning tire, burning rubber thing is very obvious. It's right out in front. It's a little white pepper, a little gunpowder, just straight up gunpowder. And from there, I'm struggling to pick things out. There's might be a little strange to sound like stale raisins, something like that, like something gently hinting towards dried fruit, but it's very vague. It's a little dusty, a little tumbleweeds, Old West kind of thing. A little brine. Not a lot of, maybe like one black olive in there. Not very olivey. What's kind of throwing me here is, well, okay, there's a couple of things that are happening that are hard for me to reconcile. So first of all, the rubbery characteristic of this points me towards like pot distilled, heavy pot distilled, sort of Jamaican molasses based, Jamaican style pot still rum. But this does, so something like, think less Hamden, more something like Long Pond, Clarendon, or Moni Musk, whatever you're calling them, or even Fiji. Although this does not have the sort of, Fiji can sometimes sneak in some tropical notes for you. This is just none of that. There's very little fruitiness here. Um, but it, so that I mean, the note should be pushing me towards that, but it doesn't smell that heavy. It doesn't smell particularly. It's a little bit funky. It's a little funky. But it's more sort of David Bowie's circa fame than it is like the full blown Parliament funkadelic kind of thing. Um, this is so I like this nose, but it is a difficult it is a difficult nose. Let's put it that way. This there are a lot of people that would hate this nose. Um, okay, a little floral action coming through here. A little like lilacs comes to mind for some reason. But just kind of dried flowers in general. Um, Anyways, so you have that those sort of rubbery notes, which are hinting at pot distilled heavy Jamaica style, but it's too light, and also the cask. I mean, there's something normally like something from Jamaica, for example, would be aged in ex-bourbon casks, but this does not smell like ex-bourbon casks. If anything, this smells like it reminds me a little bit of like old rum Barbancourt from 10 years ago, like that sort of kind of old French oak kind of thing, where it's not delivering a ton of sort of dried fruitiness as it would in a brandy, for example. It's just a ton of like kind of dry dirt and gunpowder and a little pepper. It just comes out off a steer, that kind of thing. I don't know if anyone remembers what I'm talking about. So it's kind of like I'm stuck in two directions. I'm thinking, is this like an independently bottled Barbancourt or something like that? What is this? Or is it is this like a Long Pond but a lighter mark, something like that? This is kind of, I talked about this in the last video where I got everything wrong. Um, it's less important what I'm actually getting right as to where my mind is going with this. Like those are the kind of components that are the directions that I'm going with this, that I'm kind of split in. Let's give it a shot. So it doesn't smell that hot. But then again, that rye I tried last time did not smell that hot either, and that was like 55% ABV. Um, this smells under 50. I'm gonna be generous with myself. Ooh, very spicy. Very ooh, Jesus. Tire fire falls from the nose actually. Tire fire, um, rubber cement, uh, tons of black pepper. Just black. Ugh, my mouth is full of black pepper and just like dry dirt, um, wood tannins, but like funky, like olivey, black olivey wood tannins. One more try. What do I do with this? Jesus. Um, okay, this is hotter than it came across on the nose, or at least it's coming that way. Again, you know what this is, and I do not. On the nose, it was coming across as maybe in the low to mid 40s. On the palate, it's coming across sort of more in the high 40s, maybe around 50. But this is I kind of like this, but it is difficult. Um, what do I say? So I'm a Lil Jon fan. I have to admit, I like a Lil Jon because I think he's a guy who knows exactly what he is doing, and he is writing music to start fights. That is what he does. Party music and music to start. Like this is the guy who wrote a track called um, "Throw It Up," which is all about throwing up your signs for whatever set you represent. So you have people in a club throwing up signs for different sets that could, like, this is a guy who knew exactly what he wanted to happen, which is that like this, and this feels like something that wants to start fights. Some people, you break this out in a room full of booze nerds, are gonna love this. Some people are gonna hate this and want to throw this little sample bottle out the window. And it like someone's leaving that room in from getting kicked out by the bouncers. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm. That's kind of my impression of this. Very rubbery, tarry. Okay, a little more vanilla coming through. It's maybe a little bit. There could be some American oak in there, but what the hell is going on with the oak? Dusty, kind of something almost like grainy, like almost kind of a slight ginny juniper note combined with like what the hell is it? Like almost a rye bread thing, but like like Eastern European heavy rye bread, like a sourdough. What is this? Just, but not. I mean, ooh. I am a little bit so what I'm going to do, since I'm baffled, is I'm going to add some water. And, I mean, I will be honest. I'll give this a second. What this comes across as is something like, take, take some old Long Pond, low mark Long Pond, that was aged in sort of dead wood for 20 years, say, and that into that some so a cask of rum barbancourt, aged in kind of used French oak, thoroughly used French oak, but about the same age, and then just dabble a little bit of like some gin in there, or not even gin, like MGP rye or something, like the youngest MGP rye you can possibly find that can that is just a little bit though, just a touch. That's kind of what I'm getting, particularly on the palate here. On the nose, it's really dominated by that rubber thing. Yeah, let's. Okay, so I'm gonna let this open up a little. Again, just like the last sample, I did give it open it up, open up the bottle, and give it a chance to breathe for about an hour before I started this. But with a little bit of water, we'll see what happens. So most blind tastings are not like this. This is a little bit unusual because there's no context here at all, right? Most blind tastings, you take a bunch of things kind of the same kind, and you put them down with the names removed, and you kind of have people judge them without knowing, sort of having preconceptions as to exactly what they are. Can't eliminate the preconceptions, but you can eliminate sort of what those preconceptions match, if that makes sense. And that's a perfectly valid way of doing it. This is a little bit more of a sort of just a old school strongman challenge for a reviewer, right? This is just like, I got nothing. Let's see what I can come up with. But I think it's still useful to kind of, just like what does someone who's been drinking for a long time come up with when they're thrown, a curveball, or this is more of a slider, I guess, that like and just have to sort of figure out what the heck to do with this. With water, it doesn't change very much. It gets a little more floral. The gunpowder thing kind of is still there, but you have more of a floral note coming out. Slightly more hint, like there might be like one prune. No, not even a prune, like just a plum, like peeking out behind a corner, and kind of checking out what's going on, and then it's gone. Like, but that's how light the fruitiness is on this. This is very austere, very serious rum. Oh, what the hell is this? I mean, it's. I remember there was uh the guy who runs the Providence distillery now, Herbert Barbancourt, has some aged stock from like aged hair Clarins, right? This, I mean, this is too buttoned up. I'm sorry, I'm getting all mixed up. I was gonna say I don't think this is an aged agricole or anything like that. Even though that I am sensing the use of some French oak in here, I don't think it's aged agricole because those tend to be sort of just much neater and even friendlier than that. So it could be like an aged, cane syrup clarin or something like that. But um, yeah, those rubbery notes really push me towards like just towards Jamaica, Fiji, something like that. But lighter. I don't know. This is a very strange glass of rum, but I'm sure it's rum. More dustiness coming through, a little more kind of a like a dried cherry thing coming through on the nose, on the palate. Okay, now some more dried fruit comes out. Um, ooh, dried cherry, sour cherry, uh, um, dried sour cherry. Is that a thing? No idea what this is. Jesus, very tangy, sour, black olive, tons of black pepper still, just very tannic, brutal. Um, I think yeah. Well, what do I do? Okay, so it's not a single barrel, but I can tell the ABV is at least is somewhere around 50%, um, if not higher. So Jesus, I have no like I cannot think of a product that could produce this sort of set of flavors unless it's some unique one-off blend or something. Let me try one more time. Okay, yeah, sour cherry, like rubber smoke, um, dried dried cherry, a little raisin, um, a little molasses actually coming through now. Just like blackstrap, obviously. Nothing light about this, except for those weird floral notes. Okay, so extremely heavy, but also those little floral notes floating above. This is. I really want to know what this is. Okay, so I'm gonna take some guesses. Okay, so I'm gonna hedge my bets. I'm putting like 80% of my money towards. I think this is Jamaica, possibly Long Pond or Money Musk, Clarendon, one of those. Lighter mark, um, but age. Something's going on with the barrels. Um, I think like as if it had been aged in like in an old French oak cask or something like that. Because I mean that's kind of the barrel influence I'm getting. I'm not getting a lot of American oak. There's a tiny hint of that, and there's um, but I mean not very. It doesn't feel like an ex bourbon cask. So that's and I'm gonna guess. Oh, I have to guess the age too, right? I mean, if this was tropically matured, I would say. I mean, I think this is no less than 15 years old. Um, let's say 20 for fun. Uh, for fun. Um, and ABV is um, let's say 50. I'm gonna guess 50. What the heck? Um, The other 20% of my money is going on. Maybe this is from Haiti. This is like an aged. Um, this is what Herber Barbancourt has been had in his cellars for a while, and it was aged in French oak of some kind, and you know, Astor or some other big store put out a special batch or something, bought out at higher proof, and it's this stuff. Again, probably 15 to 20 years old. Um, and that's kind of all I mean, that's kind of what I got. I mean, that's where the flavors are pushing me because this is so far off the map of what I'm used to. But I'm pretty sure it's at least a rum. I'm pretty sure I'm at least getting that. Mm. Price point? Price score. This is a very tough one to score. Kind of mid 80s. Um, I'd give this probably at least an 85, but I might, give me some more time with this, and I might shade, shade that upwards a little bit. Um, it's very unfriendly. It is growing on me though. Um, yeah. So, yeah, 85 or more. I'm not going more than 88 or so. It's just like a little too austere and unfriendly to get into the 90s. And at price point, I would think like this is if this is under $100, this is probably a little bit of a bargain for how old I think it is. And I'm probably totally wrong, but uh, yeah, I would think the actual price is probably more like 150 to between 150 and 180. Let's say that. But I'm hoping it's under 100 because I mean, if it's under 100, that would actually make this really fun. All right, I'm gonna push the button and see what this actually is. Come on. It's loading. Ha 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 ha. Okay. No, I'm wrong. Well, I'm wrong about everything. Um, so this is a Caroni. Uh, Good for you, Jose. You got your hands on some Caroni. And damn it, I was gonna say this. This reminds me of sort of what Caroni does, but okay. So it's rum. I at least got that part right. Country of origin Trinidad. I missed that. ABV 55. But I was gonna say this. This could be in sort of the higher than I think it is. That's twice. The APV's been higher than I thought it was. Um, but the age I wasn't that far off. A vatting of 7 barrels that matured tropically on the island for 17 years before bottling. So this is a 2000, and I like it. Yeah, that's kind of what happened there. But the barrels really do remind me more of like old school Barbancourt than they do of anything from America. Jesus, yeah, this is gonna divide people. Um, I'll put a proper score after I give this some more evaluation. But thank you for watching. I hope you learned from my getting everything wrong once again. And cheers. Bye bye.